Yo, what's up? Name's Jetleo1 and welcome back to some more Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight. In the last episode we arrived here at the Royal Castle. And let's go and see what we can do here. We need to see the Queen, but... Okay, drawbridge is raised. And I believe if you just drop down, I think you just die. Yep. I mean, it was worth a shot. I really enjoy being able to hit retry instead of having to go all the way back to the menu, because for Deathless, like I said, if you want the achievement for not dying, if you go back to the menu and reload the save after dying, it counts as Deathless still. And even though you hit retry, it goes back to your last save, just like going through the menu does. Going through the menu takes a bit of time, so that's like your kind of punishment, really, which is not much of a punishment. So here we are in Karst Castle. And in the water, we actually have enough time to get out air dodges, or 2 air dodges while underwater. And just look at those spinning bars. Just like Bowser's Castle. Also, I think there might have been a secret if you stay under the water and go through a fake wall there. Nope. It looks like you can go down in the water, but it's just a trick. Because there's a lot of areas where there are secrets in the water, but since I have map completion, I can confirm that. Ow. And also, the enemies in this area, even though they are the same enemies like those witches are, they're the same enemies as outside, they do hit way harder. So when you go here, you want to go left, because that'll lower the drawbridge, and also that's either a cat or a bird. It's got whiskers, so I think it's a cat. So we have a cat manning the desk. Meow. Welcome to Karst Castle, human. So it is a cat. That black dress. A sacrifice maiden from Loon, I presume. Meow. Perhaps even your methods wouldn't be enough to save us. So that changes things a whole lot. And I forgot about that particular plot twist, because I know what happens, but I forgot about that one. Is that we are here as a shrine maiden, but we are a sacrifice maiden. So things are going to not end happily for us. But you want to come back this way to hit that switch, because that gives you the drawbridge. And you can save and not have to do that opening sewer section again. Which a lot of the stuff in this game is you can keep moving forward, but if you stop, you can go and safely get a save. And you definitely, if you're this far, you definitely want to go back and do that. And just leave and get the green leaf if you haven't already, because it's really hard to exit out of here. And I believe that outside bell is the bell that you teleport to if you teleport to Karst Castle. And that's if you can teleport to Karst Castle. I think you can, but if I remember right, a lot of my teleports were to Pt8. Or yeah, Pt8. Also, another thing I learned, just like the tapping A and B at the same time to dodge roll into the air, from watching the speedrun I learned that you can do this trick. So this is the Backman patch, and you get this from beating Lubella. I think actually if you beat Lubella the second time without getting hit, you get a second cast of this. But what you can do in here is that the Backman patch interacts with switches like an arrow, and what you're supposed to do in this section is hit this switch. Like you go, you know, up all the way up and around to get to this switch here. Or can you? I think you do. But you go up and around, and I'll show what that looks like in a second. But you're supposed to go around to hit that switch, and this is your, like, you hit that switch to get this checkpoint back. But if you use the Backman patch, because the Backman patch interacts with switches and things like an arrow, you can just activate that from down there. That's a pretty neat trick. I would not advise it on a personal playthrough, just because it kind of ruins this area, which is why I'm going back to show how you're supposed to do this area, because it's a little cheap. Or well, it's not cheap, it's just really good, and I feel like it robs you of some of your experience if you're playing this for the first time, because this is a game that I definitely, to steal a small page from Gerard the Completionist, this game gets a completed from Jetleo, because just is really good. It's really, really good. It doesn't even take that long to 100%. My play file is, if you saw at the beginning, my play file had a save that was 350. 3 hours, 50 minutes. It wasn't even 4 hours, and that was my 100%. So, cat form. And you want to jump and get that embedded in the wall, so that it won't run into you. And then, oop. Sometimes I forget what the buttons are. So I don't think I can do anything about her. Actually, yes I can. Watch this. I don't want to deal with her messing with me throughout the room, so... Oh, I used the cat ball. Backman patch. And that'll deal with her. Okay. So yeah, there's another use of the backman patch in this area. Lets you skip out on a lot of the challenge in this room is her just taking pot shots at you while you're trying to walk through there, because she uses the pillar magic, so she can hit you from anywhere. Ow. Let's see, this one. Oh, okay. So yeah, you have to fall this way. This is what leads back around. I was like, hold on, did I mess something up there? But those are rooms that link together tangentially. So yeah, that was the way around. So that's what you were supposed to do instead of using the backman patch here. But if you didn't want to do that section, backman patch, I just wouldn't recommend it. Also, I think... No, the mini-boss is after this. Ah, I knew there was something left. Because the arrows in this game, which is pretty fun, the arrows go all the way to the end of areas. So... Okay, there's something down here. Ooh, look at that. Knocked him off the platform and then still caught him. That's cool. Also, this is... there's totally something here. Or at least there's supposed to be. I feel like I'm missing something. Because this led... Okay, that's what that's supposed to do. Okay, I forgot about the air dash, so that's to test the air dash. I thought there was like a switch. But yeah, you can air dash that way. I believe there's just bonuses down here. I think that's where you find your last health upgrades and things. And I think there's one of the attack items. And we'll just leave them be. Let's see, when you go left, or no, when you go right, going left gives you more items. There's a lot of, like your very final ivory bugs and things. I don't know if there's any ivory bugs in here, but there's a lot of your very final life upgrades in here. And this is not good. We found Kath. Kaho. Ah. Ha. Please, end my suffering. And this is a rough choice, but she's sitting here, she's already dying, and she's asked. I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry there was nothing I could do for you but to end your misery. But this way she won't turn into one of them, and she won't have to suffer. I'm sorry. But after her is a bell to save and permanently remember what you've done. Let's see. If you go this way, I believe there's an item in here. I forget what it is. So here we're going to come up on the thing. Let me see. Pop this. I have this full charge ready. Just in case. So here's a sub-boss. It's an angel. Let's see, what I learned from the speed runs is whichever one's lower is real. Evidently I was wrong. Oh, and if you hit the wrong one, stuff falls from the sky. Oh, and you have to hit her. She's immune to arrows. Okay. So whichever one is floating lower is the one. And you can cancel their attacks. See, you're low. Oh, that was not it. Well, my guessing skills are off point. You're definitely the lowest. Bellfire while we're waiting. You're the lowest. Yep. Maybe they patched that. Oh, but this one's definitely lowest. So yeah, this one, if I had kept my damage boost, this would be over a lot quicker. But that's her. You could Tainted Missive that to deal with that real quick, if you really didn't want to deal with it. Let's see, that's the Fire Mage Fireball. Make those trigger. Yep. Oh, don't want to fall in for that. And this is where the magnet comes in helpful, is whenever there's a lot of spikes, the magnet would pull the money back out. Okay. Well, let's just go for it. Let's see, I don't think there's any secrets in this room, it's just one last test. Whoop. Now this is definitely annoying. You can't do anything about these, we just have to dodge. Ow. Or can tank through things. Oop. I'm done with your shenanigans. So here we are. This is the warning. This room right here. If you have anything you need to do, if you don't have the green leaf, if you don't have like the items from the merchant, which I actually forgot to mention something, forgot to show something, but off to the side in one of the rooms, there's the spider in Ordalia Grove. I pointed out I said if you don't kill him, he has a shop. He's down in the cinder, the cinder furnace area. I forget already, but he sells a really good item, which I probably should have mentioned sooner. But it's the impurity flask, and you combo this with the Dia's pearl or the fake pearl, because what it does is that you heal instead of taking poison damage. So if you have that item, A, on New Game Plus you just break a Dia by constantly healing, but B, you can have free healing at any point because you can just shoot poison arrows into a wall, poison yourself, and then heal with that, and then whenever it's off, or whenever you're done healing, you just take it back off and switch back on, which is a powerful strategy, which I guess is actually kind of fitting to wait until the end to reveal, but let's do this. We've been through all the areas, and we're at the end of the castle. There's only one person this could be. Behold, the accursed Queen of Karst. That's her first phase. And you can play dangerously here, as I like to do, as if you... or well, no, let's play safe. But you just need to stay in the middle for that, and as soon as that's over, you get out of the middle. Because she's going to do that stuff. Have all of this stuff that I'm using here by this point, so this isn't like most of the rest of this has been, where I've just been overpowering bosses with stuff that I only have because of New Game Plus. You can have all of these, so this is how you deal with her. And with 2 phases, she reveals her true form. Behold, the accursed Queen of Karst. And to deal damage to her, you actually have to hit the middle. And that one's really annoying because... ooh, that hit real hard. That one's really annoying to dodge. That's what ended a lot of my no-hit attempts, was the laser. Because the timing on it can delay. All I gotta say here, shoutouts to Half Coordinated. I wouldn't be playing this without those runs I saw of his, and I loved it. This game is great. You should play it. And since we have the green leaf, we get the true ending. As a sacrifice maiden of Loon, we take the Queen's evil into ourselves and vanish. So she is now cured, and we don't know what happens afterwards, but things have a chance to get better and heal. And that's really what matters. When the Karst from the east reached the village of Loon, a priestess was sent on a sacred mission to seal it away. The priestess triumphed over the dark, stopping the spread of the curse by drawing it into her body, but she faded away in the process. Now only a faint memory of her story remains, passed on as tradition. Even so, her spirit of determination lingers on, guiding younger priestesses towards finding peace. And that is a reference to Momodora 3, where part of the game is the main characters end up in a time portal and they help Kaho defeat a boss, which is pretty neat. And they end up like, part of the backstory is that the characters of the first 3 Momodora games became priestesses, or like went on their adventures because of Kaho, which is pretty neat. So yeah, that's Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight. This game is amazing. And I know it was 8 episodes of like 10 minutes. I tore through this game. I thought it was going to be longer, but I underestimated how much I knew about this game. Which it's pretty nice to be able to, for once, when you're kind of mediocre at games like me, it's pretty nice for once to just be like, I've got this game on lock. And I guess it reinforces the statement I made when we were in the garden, that like, if I was going to speedrun anything, it'd be this, because like I just accidentally speedrun it, I would just have to, you know, tighten things down a bit. And I probably could, which is pretty neat to think about, that just casually, I love the game so much, I accidentally got good enough at it that if I tweaked a little harder, I could be a speedrunner. It's pretty neat. So yeah, this game is great, and you should totally play it, because like with all the runs like this that I do for Let's Plays, where it's like 100% New Game Plus, I tried to show you some stuff, but I skipped so many rooms. Like, since I already had map completion and I had all the stuff, I couldn't really go and show you where the things were, because they weren't there to find anymore. But there's a lot of exploring to do. This game is super good, it's super fun, and I hope you buy it and play it for yourself, because it's just a true masterpiece. And like, I hope watching it was fun, because I feel like I did pretty interesting on the movement things. Hey look, there's Half Coordinated. But I feel like I showed off the game decently. I didn't do too hot, but I did pretty decently on my gameplay. But it just feels so good to play, and I hope you play it for yourselves. It doesn't even cost that much. It's usually on, like, what does it cost? Like, I want to say it's either $13 or $16, which is not that much for how great of a game this is, and how much replay value there is in, you know, trying to kind of speed run the game and go faster. Like, there's so much value in that first run getting 100%, and then it has the challenges of Insane Mode, which lives up to its name, and of Deathless, which if I had just gone to menu and loaded, you would have seen, and Pacifist, which is not killing any trash mobs, only killing bosses, which going for those challenges is pretty interesting. And thank you for playing. Thank you for making this game, team. Would you like to save over your current file? Yes. If you say no, you just go back to your last save so you can rebeat the final boss. But like I said at the beginning, why I made the file to show it, this is the opening scene. And to fully save your clear, if you do this for yourself, go through this cutscene and wait for it to actually say it's saved. Otherwise, you have to refight the queen. Progress saved. So yeah, that was Momodora Reverie Into the Moonlight. I really hope you liked the game. And this has been Gently1, and I will see you in the next game. See you then.